Welcome to our audiobook. We appreciate your kind support through subscribing and give us a like. Good habits are crucial, but it's often our bad habits that keep us from realizing our full potential. These negative habits act like heavy weights that drag us down throughout the day, slowing our progress, draining our energy, and causing frustration. Even with hard work and talent, you'll struggle to reach your full potential if you're weighed down by certain detrimental thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. Avoiding these 13 habits isn't just beneficial for coping with grief. Getting rid of them will help you develop mental strength, which is essential to dealing with all life's problems, big or small. Whatever your goals may be, you'll be better positioned to achieve them when you cultivate mental resilience. They don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Everyone faces pain and sorrow in life, and feeling sad is a natural and healthy response. However, fixating on your grief and misfortunes can be harmful to your well-being. Do you respond positively to any of the points below? You often believe that your problems are more severe than those of others. You feel like you have an extraordinary amount of bad luck and that things would go wrong if it weren't for that. It seems to you that difficulties accumulate in your life more quickly than in others. You are convinced that no one else fully grasps the extent of the challenges you face. Sometimes, people resort to self-pity to attract attention. While expressing a poor me narrative might initially elicit sympathy and kind words from others, those who fear rejection may use self-pity as a subtle method to seek support, hoping that sharing their troubles will lead to receiving help. It's easy to fall into the self-pity trap. By wallowing in self-pity, you can postpone confronting your true fears and avoid taking responsibility for your actions. Feeling sorry for yourself can serve as a way to buy time, allowing you to exaggerate the severity of your situation and justify inaction or reluctance to make improvements. To alleviate feelings of self-pity, you need to change your pitiful behavior and forbid yourself from indulging in pitiful thoughts. You could behave in a manner that makes it hard to feel sorry for yourself. The key to changing your feelings is finding which behaviors will extinguish your feelings of self-pity. Replace thoughts that encourage self-pity. If you think, "Bad things always happen to me," create a list of good things that have happened to you as well. They don't give away their power. Allowing others to dictate your thoughts, feelings, and actions undermines your mental strength. Do any of these situations resonate with you? You feel intensely hurt by any form of criticism or negative feedback, no matter where it comes from. Other people can make you so angry that you end up saying and doing things you later regret. You've altered your goals based on what others have suggested you should do with your life. Your mood and overall day are influenced by how others act. Failing to establish healthy emotional and physical boundaries can lead to giving away your personal power to others. For example, if you're reluctant to say no when asked for a favor or neglect your own needs, you inadvertently allow others to encroach on your space. Emotional boundaries are just as crucial. Without a strong sense of self, your self-worth might become overly dependent on others' opinions, leading to fear of offending or being disliked. Setting boundaries may initially provoke resistance, but a solid sense of self-worth helps you handle any fallout. If someone says something upsetting and you respond with anger or argument, you only empower their words. Instead, make a deliberate choice to control your reactions. Stay calm by taking deep breaths, stepping away from the situation, or finding a distraction. Each time you maintain your composure, you preserve your personal power. When you realize that no one else has the power to control your emotions, you'll feel a sense of empowerment. Here are some additional benefits of maintaining your personal power and how it contributes to mental strength. Self-understanding. You'll gain a clearer sense of who you are by making decisions based on what's best for you, rather than on avoiding potential repercussions. Accountability. By taking responsibility for your own actions, you'll be able to hold yourself accountable for making progress toward your goals. Freedom from pressure. You won't be coerced into actions driven by guilt or others' expectations, allowing you to act according to your own desires and values. Focused energy. You can direct your time and energy towards your own priorities, avoiding the blame on others for wasting your time or disrupting your day. Mental health. Keeping control of your personal power can lower your risk of experiencing depression, anxiety, and other mental health challenges. They don't shy away from change. While expressing a desire to change is easy, actually making a change is often difficult. Our thoughts and emotions frequently prevent us from implementing behavioral changes, even when these changes could significantly improve our lives. Many people avoid changes due to fear of discomfort or perceived risks. Consider if any of the following apply to you. You justify bad habits by convincing yourself they're not that bad. You feel anxious about altering your routine. You worry that making a change might worsen your situation. You struggle to maintain changes once you start them. Change requires adapting both your thinking and behavior, which can stir up uncomfortable emotions. Despite this, avoiding change because it feels risky or uncomfortable can hinder your personal growth. Many people fail to maintain New Year's resolutions because they attempt changes based on a date rather than readiness. If you're not truly prepared, you're less likely to succeed. Remaining stagnant has its own drawbacks. You might get stuck in a rut. You won't learn or experience new things. Your life might stagnate without improvement. You'll miss opportunities to develop healthier habits. You risk outgrowing your social circles as others progress. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to change. To decide whether to make a change, create lists of the benefits and drawbacks of staying the same versus making a change. Reflect on these lists and consider the potential consequences of both options. If you decide to pursue change, start by adopting behaviors associated with your goals. For example, if you want to be more outgoing, begin by practicing friendliness. If you aim to be a successful salesperson, study and emulate effective sales techniques. Start now, rather than waiting for the perfect moment. They don't focus on things they can't control. Feeling safe with everything under control can be comforting, but an overemphasis on control can be problematic. If you find yourself agreeing with the following points, you may be dealing with challenges related to control. You spend excessive time and energy preventing anything bad from happening. You wish others would change to suit your expectations. You believe you alone can fix any tough situation. You think the outcome of every situation depends solely on your effort. This tendency to fix everything can reflect a superhero complex, where you believe that only your effort can ensure desired outcomes. This often leads to micromanaging tasks instead of trusting others' abilities, which can be counterproductive. Your approach to control is influenced by your belief system, known as your locus of control. Those with an external locus of control attribute their lives to fate, luck, or destiny, believing that outcomes are beyond their influence. Problems with trying to control everything include increased anxiety from the pressure to maintain control, wasted time and energy on futile efforts, damaged relationships due to overbearing behavior, harsh judgment of others, unnecessary self-blame for things beyond your control. To manage your need for control, ask yourself what fears drive this behavior. Are you worried about others making mistakes or fearing personal failure? Understanding these fears can help you differentiate between what you can and cannot control. Often, the only things within your control are your attitude and behavior. Instead of focusing on trying to prevent issues, concentrate on how you can adapt and prepare. By accepting what's beyond your control and focusing on your responses, you can reduce anxiety and improve both personal well-being and relationships. They don't worry about pleasing everyone. People-pleasing often involves trying to control how others feel, which can be detrimental to your well-being and relationships. If you identify with any of these points, you might be engaging in people-pleasing behaviors. 1. You feel responsible for how others feel. 2. You become uncomfortable at the thought of someone being angry with you. 3. You tend to be a pushover. 4. You find it easier to agree with others rather than voice your own opinions. While trying to be a kind person is commendable, crossing into people-pleasing can have negative effects. People-pleasing behavior can undermine your goals and strain your life. It's a common misconception that people-pleasing reflects generosity. In reality, it often reflects self-centeredness, as it assumes others are preoccupied with your actions and that you have the power to influence their emotions. Constantly striving to make others happy, especially without their appreciation, can lead to resentment. You might find yourself thinking, "I do so much for you, but you don't do anything for me," which can damage relationships. Additionally, people-pleasing does not guarantee that others will like you. Instead, they might take advantage of your willingness to please without developing a relationship based on mutual respect. Confrontation doesn't have to be negative or frightening. Assertive communication is healthy and can strengthen relationships. If someone is taking advantage of you, it's important to speak up and express your needs. You can address issues respectfully and politely without being demanding or rude. By focusing on your feelings and sticking to the facts, you can foster more honest and balanced interactions. They don't fear taking calculated risks. We encounter various types of risks: financial, physical, emotional, social, and business, but fear often prevents us from taking risks that could help us reach our full potential. If you relate to the following points, you might be struggling with fear of risk. You find it difficult to make important life decisions. You frequently daydream about what you want to achieve but fail to take action. You sometimes make impulsive decisions to avoid the anxiety of thorough consideration. You feel that fear holds you back from pursuing more adventurous or exciting opportunities. A lack of understanding about risk calculation can amplify fear and lead to avoidance. To effectively calculate risk, you need to assess the probability of positive or negative outcomes and their potential impact. Often, we avoid thinking about risks due to fear, missing out on valuable opportunities. Risk levels are personal. What is risky for one person may not be for another. To better calculate your risk, consider these questions. What are the potential costs? What are the potential benefits? How will this decision help me achieve my goals? What are the alternatives? What is the best-case scenario, and how beneficial would it be? What is the worst-case scenario, and how can I mitigate it? How severe would the worst-case outcome be? How important will this decision be in 5 years? Success requires actively pursuing it. Taking calculated risks, despite initial fears, is crucial for achieving your dreams and goals. With practice, you can improve your risk assessment skills and grow from your experiences. They don't dwell on the past. People often struggle with dwelling on past events, whether they involve long-forgotten memories or recent occurrences. If you find yourself in any of these situations, you might be stuck in the past. You wish you could rewind and redo parts of your life. You grapple with significant regrets about your past. You feel as though the best days of your life are behind you. You replay past memories repeatedly, like scenes from a movie. While self-reflection is a healthy practice, excessive dwelling can be detrimental, preventing you from enjoying the present and planning for the future. Lingering feelings of guilt, shame, and anger can trap you in the past, making it seem like life could have been better if only you had made different choices. However, the truth is that we cannot know how life would have turned out differently. To move on and embrace the present, consider these steps to make peace with your past. Give yourself permission to move forward. Recognize the emotional toll. Practice forgiveness. Change unhelpful behavior. Seek professional help. Moving forward doesn't mean ignoring the past, but rather accepting and learning from it. By freeing up mental energy, you can focus on the present and plan for the future based on your goals and aspirations. Embracing the present allows you to grow and achieve the future you desire. They don't make the same mistakes over and over. Despite our best intentions to learn from mistakes, everyone occasionally repeats them. This is a common part of being human, often stemming from persistent thinking errors like assuming people dislike you or failing to plan ahead. Recognizing these patterns can be challenging, especially when we find ourselves stuck or repeating unproductive behaviors. If you relate to any of the following, you might be struggling with recurring mistakes. You repeatedly get stuck at the same point when working toward a goal. You don't spend much time finding new strategies to overcome obstacles. You neglect to analyze why your attempts to reach goals fail. You become frustrated with yourself for not breaking bad habits. Even with the best intentions to avoid past mistakes, behaviors often persist. This complexity in human behavior means that simply declaring "I'm never doing that again" is often not enough. To break patterns, it's crucial to examine your current approach and consider alternative strategies. To effectively avoid repeating mistakes, create a written plan with these steps. Establish new behavior. Identify warning signs. Hold yourself accountable. Exploring various solutions is important, as there are often multiple ways to address a problem. If your current approach isn't working, be open to trying different strategies. Learning from mistakes requires both self-awareness and humility, but is essential for growth. By adopting a structured approach and being willing to adapt, you can enhance your ability to achieve your goals and reach your full potential. They don't resent other people's success. Jealousy, a common emotion, often manifests as "I want what you have," while resentment goes further, "I want what you have and I don't want you to have it." While occasional jealousy is normal, resentment is unhealthy and can lead to negative consequences. Resentment over others' success might involve frequently comparing your wealth, status, and appearance to others. Feeling envious of those with greater possessions. Difficulty listening to others' success stories. Worrying about being perceived as a failure. These feelings are usually rooted in irrational thinking and can lead to illogical behavior. To manage resentment, focus on your own path to success and avoid letting it dominate your life. To counteract resentment, employ these strategies. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Be aware of and challenge your own stereotypes. Focus on your strengths rather than weaknesses. Avoid exaggerating others' successes. Refrain from demeaning others' achievements. Stop obsessing over fairness. It's easier to manage resentment when things are going well for you, but it becomes more challenging during personal struggles. Overcoming these feelings requires effort and persistence, especially when you're striving to achieve your goals while others seem to be succeeding. They don't give up after the first failure. People react differently to failure. Some are motivated to improve, while others give up. This discrepancy often stems from how we perceive and handle failure. Key points to reflect on. Fear of perception. Worrying about being seen as a failure can prevent us from taking risks and trying new things. Preference for success. Some individuals only engage in activities where they are likely to excel, avoiding challenges that might lead to failure. Avoidance of repeated attempts. Failing on the first try can discourage people from making further attempts. Belief in natural talent. Thinking that success is solely due to innate talent rather than effort can undermine resilience. Transforming your approach to failure. Recognize failure as part of success. Handling and manage failure. Learning from failures. Challenge and choice. Overcoming failure. People may handle failure differently across various life areas. For instance, someone might cope well with failure in their professional life but struggle with it in personal achievements. Identifying areas where you're more prone to giving up and focusing on learning from these failures can help you build resilience. Facing fears and practicing persistence can transform failure from an end into a valuable component of the journey toward success. They don't fear alone time. Many people find the idea of spending time alone unappealing or even intimidating. If you relate to any of the following, you might find solitude challenging. You avoid sitting and thinking during spare moments, perceive alone time as boring, feel uneasy with silence, or equate being alone with loneliness. However, carving out time for solitude can be incredibly valuable for personal growth and achieving your goals. Amidst the constant noise and activity of daily life, silence might initially feel uncomfortable, but it becomes easier with practice. Using this time wisely can greatly benefit your mental strength and self-awareness. To make the most of solitude, consider these practices. Reflect on your goals. Pay attention to your feelings. Set future goals. Journal about your thoughts and experiences. If you find yourself longing for a break or imagining being alone on a desert island, it might be a sign that you need more solitude in your life. Scheduling alone time is not selfish or a waste. It can be one of the most enriching practices, helping you to savor each moment and stay connected to what's truly important in your life. They don't feel the world owes them anything. A sense of entitlement, believing you deserve certain things due to who you are or your experiences, can be detrimental. Common signs of entitlement include belief in predestined success, self-worth tied to wealth, deserving happiness, self-focus. Jean Twenge, psychologist and author of Generation Me and the Narcissism Epidemic, has studied the rise of narcissism and entitlement, particularly in younger generations. Her research highlights several contributing factors, which are excessive self-esteem efforts, overindulgent parenting, and social media influence. People with a sense of entitlement often lack self-awareness, assuming that others see them as they see themselves. To counteract entitlement: life isn't fair, universal problems, response choices, no special disservice. Building mental strength involves accepting what you receive without expecting more. While it's natural to occasionally feel entitled, especially when faced with setbacks, it's crucial to identify these moments and adjust your mindset. By doing so, you can overcome entitlement and foster a more resilient, realistic approach to life. They don't expect immediate results. In our fast-paced world, expecting instant results can set us up for failure, whether we're working on improving personal relationships or starting a new business. If you find yourself feeling impatient, believing that good things should come quickly, or viewing time as a resource to be maximized without delay, you may struggle with unrealistic expectations. Mentally strong individuals understand that lasting success requires time and effort. They recognize that quick fixes are often not the best solutions and that achieving meaningful goals usually involves a steady, patient approach. Unrealistic expectations about how easily and quickly changes can be made may lead to disappointment and premature abandonment of efforts. To set realistic expectations for any goal, consider these strategies. Acknowledge the difficulty of change. Avoid strict time limits. Manage expectations of results. To combat the urge for instant gratification and maintain motivation, stay focused on your goals. Celebrate milestones. Plan for temptations. Handle frustration healthily. Pace yourself. Reflect on areas where you naturally set realistic expectations, such as investing in long-term goals like education or retirement savings. Then, identify other areas in your life where you may seek immediate results and apply these strategies to develop patience and make consistent progress. Thank you for your time spent with us. We hope you enjoy our audiobook. We would be grateful for your kind support. Subscribe and give us a like. Stay tuned on our next audiobook.